First game. Have fun. You always remember it, all right? Your first one.
They say there's nothing like the first time.
First game, man.
NFL debut day, man. I'm doing great.
You can see all the fans, a big old stadium.
And when it comes to the NFL, let's face it, you and I will likely never experience that feeling. So we asked the guys who play the game, what's it like stepping on an NFL field for the first time?
First game's always the hardest, but you gotta try to find ways to get through it.
Take advantage of your opportunities today. Let's get a dub. Win on three. 1, 2, 3.
My first game was my first NFL game ever, whether I was attending as a fan or playing in it as a player. Because I remember the crowd being just electric. That's what you dream of when you're a little kid. It was a pretty crazy experience coming from an Ivy League school where you might have a couple thousand people in attendance.
I remember touching my jersey. Like, I'm really in the NFL. That was really a thing. I grabbed my jersey like I'm an NFL football player. Like, this is real.
I actually cried the first time I stepped on the field because I was so emotional of like all the hard work and all the stuff that I've done to get to where I'm at. Especially for me, being a Hispanic kid and being the first Hispanic from Nicaragua to play in the NFL, like, coming from a long way.
EDDY PINEIRO, first points for the NFL.
It was pretty cool.
That emotional response isn't just something you see in a first regular season game.
I remember it was preseason, and I was really excited when I look over at veteran. Willie McGinnis is there. He's kind of laughing, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, he thinks it's a real game." Like, I was super excited. I thought it was really real.
Very first preseason game, of course, I'm looking up at all the lights and everything. I'm like, man, this is crazy. One huge thing that sticks out with me is Matt Hasselbeck was a quarterback, and he made like a Family Guy joke in the middle of the huddle in my first snap of my first game period, and I'm just cracking up. He's like, man, just go out there and have some fun. He's like, don't even worry about it. Just go out there and have fun, and it's stuck with me ever since.
Preseason was bigger to me than regular season because that was the first time that you see the pants, you see the logo. Didn't have none of that on in training camp. I walked away from that game, I played a half, and I may have had maybe 2 tackles just because I was so nervous that I didn't want to mess up, that I was messing up, or I wasn't playing fast.
I mean, we had preseason, but then the thing that made me nervous was everyone's like, oh, wait till regular season. It's so much faster. It's different because it matters. The first time I touched the ball was a kickoff return.
Ty Montgomery between the hash marks, 10, 15, 20, motoring 25, 30, spinning his way right, hash mark, across the 35, out to the 40-yard line. What a start for the rookie from Stanford.
It was about like a 40-yard return. They got rid of the nerves real fast.
Ah, yes, those first game jitters. It's a common feeling for players making their NFL debut.
I was nervous before the game. I actually thought I was gonna go out there and just choke. I mean, I probably spent the first 10 minutes in warm-up just like looking around the stadium.
You're walking down the tunnel, you see the US Bank, you hear the skull chant, you're like, man, dude, I'm really doing this. Man, I was terrified.
Oakland Raiders, Monday Night Football in Denver. I was definitely nervous. I didn't know what to expect because I seen Brian Dawkins hit Darren McFadden.
Hit hard! Brian Dawkins came flying through.
And that was my first visual hit of the NFL. Oh man, this is for real.
Yeah, when I got to NFL, I was scared, man. I had just gotten drafted a week earlier in the supplemental draft. I was sitting in my agent's office. And with limited practice time, I was in an NFL game. We were playing in St. Louis against the Cardinals, and the game was moving so fast. It was like I had come from Little League and had skipped all the Pop Warner, high school, and college and right into the pros. My first catch in the NFL happened to be a touchdown.
Randall Cunningham, the Chris Carter, whose first reception is a touchdown.
But I was terrified.
There are many examples of players quickly overcoming that initial terror of stepping on the field for the first time.
Bolden with 10 catches for over 200 yards.
First NFL rookie to ever throw for over 400 yards in his first game.
But while breaking first game records is impressive, it's just as important that a rookie keeps things in proper perspective.
My first catch, it didn't seem real.
Mike Evans now scratches the stat book, his first career catch.
I got tackled and both my earrings got knocked out. I came to the sideline, both my earrings were out. I was feeling it, they were bleeding. Man, and I got welcome to the NFL.
I was the only defensive rookie out of 8 guys that was not activated the first game of the season. So I was pissed, to say the least. So the next week I said, okay, if I get my chance to play, I'm gonna make sure you guys don't ever do that to me again. And Thursday night football in Lambeau Field against the hated rivals, the Bears. Came out there, had a sack on Jay Cutler.
Cutler, now he's hit, and here's sacked Mike Daniels.
So that was just a phenomenal night. I said, man, I can do this. I really can do this. That's good. That's good. What's funny is that I went home and we slept on the air mattress because we didn't have any furniture yet.
A night on an air mattress might not be so comfortable. But once that first game is over, there is comfort in knowing that one thing is official.
Hey, welcome to the NFL, baby. You made it. You in big time.